Okay guys, I am back for a minute or 10 or 30. All right, so we're going to work on these pockets here. I did do the other signatures and all that, and I'll show you in a minute. All right, so what I'm going to do here for the big pockets is I'm going to just glue down the sides here. And I've seen several different ways of doing this, and so if you have an opinion, you should definitely voice it if you've made these ring bound journals before. Some people put them in like backer board type things in between, and I think that might be to give stability, but they've never really said. So if you've made a ring bound journal, tell me that yes, put in backer boards in between. Like, I think, excuse me, I think it was Wendy put in 2, plus the covers. So I'm not sure what the purpose of it is. So if you know what the purpose is, please tell me. So what I'm doing right now is just putting in the support for the side here, or the part where we're going to put the grommet in, and then I just put them on the side that has the already opening, like the sides we just glued together. And then I just clamp it down on both sides. Isn't that cute? I just love that. Okay, and then I've cut holes up here, and then I was watching Sammy Jared the other day, and she, let me put the cap on the glue, rounds out her divots like that, and it looks so pretty. I was like, how did I not even know to do that? So I'm assuming this is how she does it. Just takes the sharpness out of there. Just kind of rounds it out like that, I think. Isn't that pretty? I just think that's adorable. Okay, so I'm going to set this up here so you can look at this, but I'm going to ink off like camera for a second because my thing is leaving black goo everywhere. You know, the crumbs, I guess, is what a lot of people call them. So I'm just going to throw some black ink around the edges a little bit, kind of just define a little. But I don't want it all over the board either. So, yeah, this is going up pretty quick. I gotta say, I'm pretty surprised. I was, I've been putting this off and putting it off because I was like, oh, I don't necessarily, like, or what was I going with that? I don't necessarily want to take a bunch of your time, right? And I haven't made them before because, like I said, I thought that was all time consuming, and it's not. So what I'm going to do, these are actually really fun. I think these would be really cool to do as like little gifts. Okay, so I'm just taking a blank CD envelope here, and I'm going to put the end on this right here. And I am going to have to trim down a little bit because originally I was going to put it this direction and then have the thing at the top. I'm still undecided, but I think it might interfere with the flap a little bit maybe. But it might be kind of cute to have a side loading, and then I was thinking we would put like a little, like enforce this little clasp a little bit so that it still does fit underneath there. It's kind of what I was thinking. So I'm just going to get to gluing, and then we'll finish those off. And then I think we'll start on the cover in this one and see how far we get. I'm pretty excited on how fast this little guy is going. I might be making more of these, and I definitely need to go buy bigger rings because these little 1-inch ones, just by the little bit that we've done in them, it definitely needs definitely needs more room. And I think for right now, I'm not going to ink this one because I'm not sure how we're going to decorate it, and I don't want to necessarily waste ink or time either. So, okay, just snip that. And then I found that I have these kind of different black ones because I'm out of black ones. So I have these that are a little bit shinier. Kind of, I don't know. So I'm just going to use those because they seem to match pretty well. And I originally wasn't going to do grommets on all of them, or okay, some people, depends I guess what era you're from as to what you call it. Oh, guess I pinched myself. Anyways. Oh, you know what I didn't check? To see if I could get that in there. Oh, look at that, just barely. Oh, that's luck. All right, so see how my things are longer here than my 8.5. They're just a little bit longer. They're gonna sit a little bit taller in the book. So I just went from the bottom up so that the taller part is at the top. And on the darker colors, I'm just filling in the circle. So we'll get those done really quick. And then we'll start on the cover. Set that down gently so it doesn't bong right in your ear. Okay, so that's one of those done, kinda. Some of these go in really well and some just don't. And so when it doesn't go in real well, then I just take my little needle nose and just kind of crimp down the ones that aren't overly flat so they're not as sharp or anything. I just try to be really careful that I'm not squishing this part here. I just go around the edges a little bit, kind of squish them down a little more. Okay. Yep, like that. Okay. So there's that one. Now this one we're going to have to be a little more precise on, and where's my pattern? There it is. All right, so I'll move it up in a minute. So it's going to go half on that square. Quarter. Okay, I think that's about right. And let's hope that we're about right. We got enough room on each side here. I think we will. Don't know till you try it, right? I'm kind of worried about is when I spread that out, if it'll come down onto the bottom. Okay, it didn't. Cool. Cool, cool. Okay. Yeah, like I said, some of them go down really well, and then others just kind of like don't want to give up the ghost of spreading. Cap the glue, and then, okay, so I am kind of trying to keep these things together, And when I go to get these bigger rings, I may add like a couple more things like this, but I'll show you before we call it good, obviously, because now we need to like decorate stuff. And oh, look at how cute it's looking. Look at this. Yeah, see, it's not moving as freely as it was with just like 2 of them in there. Oh my gosh, I think I like these. How cute are those? Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take the cover off, the cover and the back piece off. And then we're gonna toss our paint around the edges. And then I will probably pause the video. Maybe we won't need to. Maybe that's when we'll just start decorating, because I don't, yeah, we're just at 15 minutes now. And it won't take me that long to put this paint around the edges. Okay, and my ugly little mat here. All right, somebody asked me before what I do, and I said metallic earlier, but I was wrong. It's candy apple. Low lipstick red that we're gonna put on here. Asked me how I apply my paint, and this is how. I get one of those wedge sponge packs from the dollar store, or I think even Walmart still carries them. And I dab it on the edge, and then I just start going around the edge at the top. And this one we may end up having to put 2 coats on. I'm not really sure. And then when I got that done, then I just take and brush down, and I'm not overly worried about what, kind of the same concept as inking. You know, some spots are going to be darker than others, right? Or I'm not darker, but more filled in than others. That's okay. And then I just go around all the edges, inside and out, like this. Yeah, I just want to, I don't want that big streak there, so I'm just going to wipe it down. And it'll take a few times of doing it to really like get it. You know, I don't want to say get it, but for it to go exactly where you want it to. I think it probably took me 4 or 5 times of trying to tip stuff for it to kind of, you know, you'll develop your own technique, which kind of works better for you. Sorry, I'm just really concentrating right now. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back over here on the top, and I would do one side at a time. I would not try to do both because you have to lay it down for drying. A lot of it has to do with the angle of your sponge too, as to how much you get on there. And when I go back for a second coat, I probably won't take any on the top layer here. What I'll do is just go back through and just do the very edges again. Okay. Trying to remember to stay in frame, guys, sorry. I guess another thing too is don't be afraid of paint. Paint can totally be your friend in these projects. You know, and using this paint is very much like using Distress ink. Only if you're an aggressive inker like me, then you may want to try to have a lighter hand than normal when it comes to this. And you know what I just thought? This would be kind of a cool cover for something for Halloween. Like this style. And then I have this Black Widow napkins I got like 2 Halloweens ago. Just thinking, I'll have to make a note of that. Okay. I'll call it good for this one. Oh, wasn't very well thought out, was it? I'm a little crazy with my red over there. Nope. Okay. All right, now I'm going to move this out of the way so it can be drying while we are working on some other stuff. And I actually don't have any plan for ephemera yet. Crazy, right? All right, well, I guess we could find, we could start, because I'm pretty sure like these back panels of these that I already kind of messed up, I bet you we could just start tearing some of those and use those for journaling cards, right? We can add our little picture that we had, or all of our little pictures. And I think there might be some of that paper kit that I got. I think there might be some kind of like the little cards we could use, like the ATC cards. I don't know, some people call those ATC, some call them like Project Life. I don't know. We're just gonna, I call them just like cards. Like, I don't know. Because I'm betting if we were to measure this, we'd be pretty close to the pocket. I bet we're gonna, yep, okay, it needs to be a little thinner. All right, so we'll just take this off here. Yeah, but I still bet that that side's gonna work in these big ones too. Okay, yep, those are, this little one will be a good template for that. I think I'm going to end up doing something decorative at the top, so we won't have to worry about that. Okay. So let's see what we have scrap-wise, because remember this year we're using up our scraps before we dig into something more. So I was wondering if we could find, to all my friends, when life gets stormy, call me, we can sit together. Okay, so I like that, but I don't like how it has that other piece in there. So let's, okay, I'm gonna angle that out, that little A. Actually, I'll just do it this way. Maybe, you know what, let's take our little deco scissors. Not the stamp ones though. How about these kind of jaggedy ones? Just kind of tip out a little bit of the edge there. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna tear this down a little. Okay. Again, I'm going to ink off of the camera just so that we don't get any crumbs all over the thing. And then, all right, I'm going to pause you for just a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I ran and got my red fabrics, because I think this is how we're going to embellish some of it. I think I'm going to start out here. And I got some pretty cute stamps, so we might play around with that. I'm not sure. Like I said, lately I've been trying not to have like, I mean, obviously a little bit of plan, but not, I want it to be more spontaneous. So, trying to make it a little more spontaneous. Okay. I think we're going to layer that there. Somewhere in here. Then, I was telling you, they had these like ATC card things in here. So, set this aside a minute and we'll Obviously my ruler's not long enough for this, but we'll, oh, maybe it is. I was just thinking that if I took some of these down, see, we don't want this one because it says the same thing. Okay. I kind of like that one with the rainbow. I didn't even look to see what was on the other side. How funny is that, huh? Some of these don't really seem like friend though, right? Like they seem more like lovers. So, oh, you know what would be cute? Oh, gosh, I'm such a goof. So we'll have those for in a minute, but I have all of these really cute hand things, right? Let's see if we could find one that would kind of fit the friends. It's kind of cute, a little big. She doesn't look very happy. Like I said, in this little kit, you get all kinds of little stuff. Hi, hi, Paul. That's kind of cute. Okay, I think that's the one that's going to go there. Oh, even when you have a lot of room to work, you run out of room. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of crazy tear these around too. Kind of match the top. Probably shouldn't tell you this, but I've started work on the, I mean, I showed you kind of what the covers are going to be like on the other one. The other one I'm doing in February, the mermaid ones, I kind of started last night. I needed something to work on, and so I started on the ephemera on that one, because there will always be ephemera to make on camera, but you know, there's always a handful that you need to do off camera, right? And I'm pretty excited about that one too. Okay. Now maybe we should just do like some of the plain red. Do those reds match though? Yeah, pretty well. So I hope everybody's weekend's going well. It has yet to stop snowing, so that is interesting. Kind of hoping it does soon. I don't know, we may decide that this is too much. It might be. And I'm not doing much to the backs, like I'm not lining them, because black and white, and they're already white. So I'll edge them out in the black, but I'm kind of keeping it just simple. Okay, like that. And I was thinking we've got to keep these kind of flat because they're going in that big pocket and we don't want to catch anything up on it. So let's see. I've got some of this. That looks kind of cute. Or I've got, let's get rid of that. Oh, sorry for the noise, guys. Sparkly red. Some black and white. I think this one will look the best. And then we could put a little bit of bling. So let's go ahead and get this down. I do think, though, that I'm going to cut it into a tag shape. That'll take care of that rough edge over here. All right, Fabri-Tac, where have you gone? The only thing not right to hand, right? It's getting to be about time, too, for a new Fabri-Tac. And then I think after we ink around the edge of this tag, it will be time to kind of call it good for this video. So I think the puppy's name is Piper. Seems to be the one that has stuck. So I think she is stuck with Piper. Which we all like it, so except for Bo. Bo calls her Clark still, which is still a really cute one. I wouldn't really care which name she had, but yep, she seems to come to Piper, so on. Okay, I think that's looking super cute. All right, and before we add anything else to it, let's ink around the edges. Again, I'm going to do that off the camera so that we don't get... You know what, though? I think I'm going to back it with some white cardstock. I know I said I wasn't going to, but it seems awfully thin. And I think I want it a little less thin. See, it's kind of wavy, and I think I want to go for more thicker. Okay, so I like that. Off camera, I will probably back that onto another piece just to kind of stiffen it up a little bit. And then I will be back and we'll work a little more on the cover. And then we should, actually maybe I'll paint that off camera too. Just finish up the other side, let it dry. And then when I come back, then we can really start decorating it. Okay guys, I'll talk to you in a few.